okay, guys, that vegan teacher is at it again. I do not know how this fucking video is still up. I saved it because I could have swore that it was going to be taken down. It's not an exaggeration. I could have guaranteed it. So we're going to take a look here at this whole thing. And yeah, let's it's gonna be a tough one. Okay, right off the bat, I'm gonna have to like do something where I like censor half the screen. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to take this. We'll do maybe like a little bit of that. Let's see if we can put theater mode on. It's gonna be so tough. This is gonna be such a tough thing to do. This is so bad. It's so bad. I'm gonna put like the chat, I think, here, kind of. I gotta play it.
The idea.
Hold on. I gotta play it, and then I gotta. It's like a pain in the ass. I'm like an old boomer piece of shit. This is gonna be so bad. It's so bad, bro. I can't believe that she did this.
Of banning cruelty, but not words.
Okay.
Can you think of some words right now that are banned? What are they? What are some of the words that you're never allowed to write? And how did we get this way in society? Is banning words a good idea? When does it end? If we say we can't say the N-word, but then people ban even saying the N-word, then the N-word becomes the X-N-word, the N-word that used to be the other N-word, and it never ends. It just goes on and on and on. What about other words? The F word, the C word, the R word, the S word. When does it end when we start banning language? Is it a good idea, really? Or is it better to just reclaim words that have hurt us? Just not let them have any power.
Gotta
Does
make
this
sure.
girl seem to you like she might be naturally intelligent, gorgeous, generous, exemplary, and radiant? She looks like she could be that to me.
You know what it says, right? I think we all know what it says behind there. Right? I think that we're all intelligent enough to know that what it says in that video is the literal. It literally says the N-word in that video. It is. I am not exaggerating when I say that. What is it called? Like an anagram? Am I right about that? I don't know. She literally put the N-word in her video next to a black doll. And then she talked about reclaiming the word. Now listen, you know, I think that the only acceptable position that a white person can have on the N-word is like you shouldn't use it, right? Because you could be like, hey, I don't think anyone should use it. It's a hateful word. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm correct in saying that, but like you can see where I'm coming from, right? But I think we can all agree that I don't think that a white person should really be talking about reclaiming the N-word. Like, hey, yeah, we should like. She wants to reclaim it. She wants us all to reclaim the N-word with the hard R. Like, we're not even talking about the A. Like, we're not talking about like. She's not like some fucking like young white kid listening to Eminem being like, yo, I should be able to say the N-word, bro, with my homies. She wants to reclaim the N-word with a hard R. Like, literally. And then she used some fucking naturally intelligent, gorgeous, generous. I don't remember what the I was. Incredible, reasonable. I don't fucking remember. Literally in the video. I had to actually censor it. It's actually the N-word. And it's insane. And like, she puts it next to like a black doll. I don't understand. How could you? How? Is it an acronym? I don't fucking know how this shit works. I'm stupid as shit. Okay? But anyway, this is insane. It's insane. I couldn't, you know, when she got banned, I was like, oh, you know, I don't think that she should have got banned. She was a little hyperbolic. Like she would compare black people to animals in a way that would promote try to promote in a very poor way the understanding of like issues with animals, right? Like the fact that they are like enslaved and whatnot. And I was like, okay, I get it. It's insensitive, but I get it. But this is just dialing it up like 10 notches. When it comes down to it, I do think that this kind of brings us to a real conversation that we need to have, right? And that is about like the cancellation of people based on particular things, because what she's trying to do is like rope in the N word. She's trying to say that like she's getting canceled unjustifiably. And like originally I thought that, though this makes her indefensible at this point. But she's trying to say that like she shouldn't have gotten canceled, and that like we shouldn't be canceling words, and she's kind of like throwing herself in there like she shouldn't be canceled for what she's saying. What we have to understand though is like, of course, freedom of speech is a thing. Absolutely. And like we need to defend freedom of speech, but freedom of speech doesn't equal freedom of consequences. And I want to like use scenarios here so that you guys understand the dynamics of what we're doing as a society. Because at the end of the day, all of us, regardless of how maybe some incredible conservatives, all of us, most of us, rational people, we do think that there are things that you could say that would warrant a cancellation, right? Like, there's not a single person in here, conservative or progressive, that thinks that if I walked into the street and punched a black person in the face and called them the N-word, that I shouldn't be canceled. Of course I should be. Or even if I didn't punch them, if I just started walking around and be like, hey, N-word, this, N-word, you'd be like, yeah, you deserve to be canceled. So we all understand freedom of speech. What it is, it's about freedom of consequences. And what we're doing as a society is we're trying to find the reasonable line of what those consequences should be applied to, right? So, for instance, when it comes to, let's talk about quickly, like let's say Gina Carano, right? Gina Carano made insensitive remarks about, like not like she didn't really, I wouldn't say that she diminished Nazis or didn't diminish Jewish people. But like, so she made a comment about how conservatives are being silenced, like in a similar way to the beginning of the Holocaust, the way that Jews were silenced, or rather, like hatred was being propagated against conservatives in a similar way to Jewish people. Now, incredibly insensitive, stupid thing to say, but we have a conversation about whether that warrants a cancellation, because we get to have those conversations about where the line is. We're discussing where the line is. We're not discussing whether you should or shouldn't be canceled for words. We're discussing what the line is, and that's what I think that you guys should understand. Holding to freedom of speech what am I trying to say? Holding to the idea of freedom of speech at like any cost is ignorant, because we all accept that there are things that you should be canceled for. Like, you have freedom of speech, but freedom of consequences is really what I'm talking about. But this certainly is not a situation. We would all agree that like this warrants cancellation. Like this is okay. Goodbye. Right? Like, I don't think anybody in here is like, that vegan teacher I still think needs another break. I don't think so. So, yeah. Let's watch the next video. I haven't watched it. Let's hope it's not full of any bad boy things.
Hello, students. Today we're going to talk about censorship.
Okay.
And how censorship is dangerous. And I would like
that part is true, but that doesn't mean that all censorship is dangerous.
I would like your opinion, no matter what your skin color is. Whether you think that censorship is happening with things that you post, how you feel about it, and even people that might be watching this that actually dislike me, who find things even from their own channels have been censored, and why you think it's upsetting to you, and why you think it might be dangerous, or maybe you think it's totally fine. Maybe
you know what I find a little upsetting, honestly? I find it upsetting that like you made a parody video of George Floyd dying, and I commentated on it, and it was taken from my channel. I got a strike on my channel for talking about how terrible of a video it was for you to basically diminish George Floyd's death. And I got the strike, and your video is still up. Like, if you look, her video is still up. It's a song called I Can't Breathe. But I was the one who got... So yeah, I'm upset by censorship. Fucking incredible, honestly.
Posted some things and you thought, yeah, that kind of should be censored looking back. Whatever it is. The subject today is censorship. And it's also discrimination.
You want to listen to this? We'll listen to it at the end of this video.
So today I posted here a 2-minute video. And I'm going to repeat it just for you guys who missed it today. And then after that, we're going to discuss what I did on TikTok. And we're going to compare the two and try to figure out why the TikTok version, which was 15 seconds, was banned.
and why people seem to think that this is okay.
I think
And
I think that we're gonna just like
know that I am not a racist person, and I am trying to find a way to balance out censorship of words and to also make sure that we have the ability to share ideas with one another. I happen to think that I have a good idea, which is that people in the dark-skinned community should embrace this word, the N-word, which from now on I will call bigger.
No, what the fuck? Oh my god, bigger? No, why would you say that? What do you do? What is she doing?
They should embrace the word bigger, and they should not be afraid of it. It should not be censored from language.
Listen, not for nothing, but like black people, like they do embrace the word. Like they've reclaimed the word themselves with an A on it. And there are social stipulations where white people shouldn't be saying it at all. Right? It's a little bit of weird, you know, like we could have a whole conversation about that word, but my position would never to be to rebrand it with the hard R. Like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Like, most people who are against the usage of the N-word in general are just against the usage of it in general. They're not like white people trying to reclaim it. Could you imagine being a white person trying to reclaim a word that you used to use, or that white people used to use to diminish black people? It's like, yeah, I'm tired of this word. Let's not get rid of it though. I want to use it. She just wants to use it.
Language by anybody. Because if we start calling this word the N-word, then we start censoring that, and then we start censoring the fact that we're saying the N-word because it equates the first word, and then we're saying the XN word, and so on. And it just becomes a giant mess. And because we cannot keep censoring words like
I don't understand. With all this logic, why wouldn't you just say we should not use the word at all? Like, wouldn't that make the most sense? Oh, it's so complicated. Let's just not use it. Like, that's what I think. Now, of course, that people are going to continue to use it. I'm not going to go around and start saying black people stop using this word. But like, I do think that we should just stop using it as a society slowly over a period of time. But how the fuck are you going to try to rebrand a literal bigoted term? You're not saying don't use it. You're like, I want to use. She wants to use it really bad.
The C word and the F word and the S word and the J word.
Yeah, let's just not use any of those words. Boom. Very simple.
Whatever. It becomes absolutely insane and dangerous, like I said. Because here what's happened is I'm just
going to do this for context here. Acrello from TikTok is literally in my shit right now. This guy, I'm calling you out. This guy is in my chat thirsting for fucking that vegan teacher. All right? I'm fucking calling you out, dog. Thirsty motherfucker. He say, look at this shit. I just got to bring this in here. Look at right here. That vegan teacher should give me smoochies. It says right here. Okay, I'm calling you out, bro. Look at this. That vegan teacher should give me smoochies. So, you're fucking, I called you out, mother. Let's get back into this video.
As a person who's trying to help, suggested an idea, and in no way does the content of my message suggest anything that is racist. It's the exact opposite.
Oh.
My message is that
you know, I think that vegan teacher, I think this is a learning lesson for us all, right? That vegan teacher, similar to Dr. Seuss, although Dr. Seuss was actually fighting against racism with for books about diversity, but like Dr. Seuss was still victim to like his own biases, and he promoted like racial caricatures, right? But this is a good instance where if we do believe this psychotic fuck, that vegan teacher, which I do, I think she thinks she's not racist. And it goes to show you how even people who would consider themselves not racist can be racist. So I think, and this is something I'm saying to myself as well, let's all reflect inwardly about what we're saying about particular topics, because maybe we're more racist than we think. That vegan teacher is a very exaggerated example of that, of somebody who thinks she's not racist and thinks that her solutions are positive, but she's just retarded. Excuse my language, but I have a bunch of mental, what would they say, I'm neuroatypical, so I can say it. I'm just reclaiming the word. Okay?
Of love.
But don't say it in the chat.
and trying to understand and work together with people to see how we can work through these things. So I also want to question here, and when I show you this, is was this banned because I am a white person? Is there prejudice against the fact that I'm white? Even though in the message, it is this little girl who's speaking. It's her voice that's speaking. So do we have...
Wait, that makes it worse. That makes it worse. Did you hear what she just said? Did you just hear what she just said? Okay. She said that in the video, she wasn't the one saying the N-word. It was the doll. What she's saying is that she was literally, like, the doll was the one speaking in that last video. So she was literally putting on like some form of blackface to tell us this message. It makes it worse. It makes it worse that she's not saying she said it. She's saying that she was the doll. She was acting as the doll, telling us about the N-word. That is a form of blackface. The doll wasn't just a prop. The doll is a costume for her. The doll is a costume. This makes it worse. What?
Black discrimination?
Oh my God. How did she make it worse? This is impressive. She needs help.
Or do we have white discrimination? Or do we have both? Or is it simply discrimination against words? You'll understand what I mean. Let's watch this first.
I don't know if I
then
will.
Watch the TikTok version.
We're going to skip through a little bit of it.
What you heard this voice saying is, look at this beautiful child. You didn't hear, let's look at this ugly child. You heard, let's look at this beautiful child. Now this child has dark curly hair and dark skin. And the person whose voice you hear speaking is saying, these are beautiful attributes.
Well, you said that she was the voice herself. But like this gives me old white lady touching on old black lady's hair going, "Oh, it's so nice." What is that? What is that? Steel wool? Like that's the energy I'm getting from that vegan teacher.
They're not saying they're ugly. Okay? Let's put this into perspective. There's nothing prejudicial going on.
If we say we can't say the N-word.
Look at how proud of herself she is. She's like, I just did something.
Now, I have made a point of talking about a word that when I was younger...
Oh, look at this. It's so bad.
I was called this word. And it is stupid. Okay, my dad used to call me stupid. I've said this story before.
Your dad was right. Your dad was very correct to call you stupid. Imagine conflating the word stupid to the literal N word.
That I have an older brother, a younger sister. Both of them skipped grades in school, and I was just an average student. And my dad used to say, "What are you, stupid?"
Yes, your dad was so correct. If we could give your dad the Nobel Peace Prize, I think maybe that would be an acceptable response in this situation. You are dumb as shit.
And, you know, of course it hurt my feelings, because I was honestly trying my best. And maybe I don't have a high IQ, I don't know. I just couldn't figure out some stuff with math and things like that.
If you buy into this, like, hey, her perspective is, I was marginalized by being called stupid, so it's okay that I'm racist. If you buy into that, like, now, do you understand why it's really stupid to support Gypsy Crusader? Same energy on a smaller scale, but you're like, this is preposterous. Like, it doesn't justify the racism.
And, but do I think that the word should be banned? Do I think the word stupid should be banned from the vocabulary? No, I don't. Do I think that dads should call their daughters stupid? No, I don't think it's a good idea. I think the dads should be more positive and more kind and loving. But, you know, it was the time.
Yeah, listen. Hey. Oh, stop. Bro, like this, the nuance is removed. Hey, stupid doesn't equal the N-word. Like you're not saying the N-word, right? You're calling it the word bigger. You're refusing to say it, but you're throwing around the word stupid like it's no big deal. So like clearly even you understand that you're fucking stupid.
And that's what he thought was okay, and whatever. He didn't mean it, or I don't know. Whatever. Maybe he meant it.
I find it incredible though that if you really look into this, like she's like disproving her own point. What she's saying is she doesn't think that people should use the word stupid, but she doesn't think the word should be banned. Yes, I agree. Like, the government shouldn't ban the N-word, but I don't think anybody should use it. But like, if your logic is you don't think that people should use the word stupid, but you don't think it should be banned, then why are you saying we should reclaim the N-word? Should we reclaim the word stupid as well? There's no logical consistency in what you're saying.
But the point is that I don't think we should ban any words.
Me neither, but socially we shouldn't say words.
Should we call somebody those names? It's not nice. It's not a nice thing to do. But I don't think that we should ban any words.
You know what I find incredible? You guys didn't pick it up. She has a shirt that says censorship is dangerous. If you looked at her old TikTok before it was banned, she knits her own shirts. This motherfucker, you need to understand, this motherfucker took like 5 hours to knit her own shirt that says censorship is dangerous. She sewed her own shirt to say censorship is dangerous before she made this video. Like, she put an enormous amount of prep work into her costume for this.
And let's keep watching.
The rest of the video, I swear to God, in the rest of this video, she's literally, I'm not even exaggerating, she is literally showing the picture of the fucking black doll with the N-word next to it. This is a 30-minute video, and 22 minutes of it has the N-word sitting on it. We're going to have to do this in a slightly different way. We can't watch it. We can't watch the video. We have to listen to the video.
Do you see anything that shows that the author of this video is prejudiced in any way?
Yeah, yes. I think that you're a fucking idiot. I do see, okay, so what you can see, and this is something I guess I'm learning a little bit, is that, like, your perspective is 100% removed from any black person's perspective. Like, the biggest problem is that the N-word isn't just a word. It's a very loaded word with a lot of historical, like, implications to it. And so, like, you ignoring the history of the word, you ignoring the impact it's had on black people for hundreds of years, that makes it racially ignorant. I would say racist. You say racially ignorant. It doesn't matter. But yes, it is ignorant. It's racist. It's wrong. Like, you can't, you just can't be doing that. She has her like-dislike ratio up.
Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to immediately say, oh my God, it is horrible.
Yes.
But can you just take it down a notch and just look at the actual content? Just look at what the words are here.
Just so you know, she's telling you to look at the N-word. Just look at the N-word.
Now, if I was a black teacher, would it make a difference?
Yes! Yes, it would make a difference. We live in the real world. We don't live in an ideal world. It would make an absolute difference. If you being black absolutely would give you more authority to speak on the reclamation of the N-word. Yes, 100%. You're going to say, well, isn't that racist? Well, life is unfair. Is it unfair to white people that they don't have a say on the N-word? Maybe. I don't care. Maybe it does. But, like, is it unfair that black people are disproportionately poor and like lack education because of fucking systemic racism? Yeah, that's unfair too. We live in an unfair world. Oh, it's not fair. Shut the fuck up. I'm so tired of people talking about how fair life is. Go fuck yourself. Life is fundamentally unfair. Suck a dick. It is. Like, that's life. Oh, well, I think this like, it's not going to be perfect. Get over it. Get over it. Oh, life's unfair. Everybody struggles a lot. Her struggle is she can't say the N-word. Oh, I want to be able to reclaim the N-word with the ER on it. Holy shit.
Why?
I just told you why.
You see, the thing is, on TikTok, whoever is looking at these videos, it's a machine at first. I gather it's a robot who cuts them out, who stops them. And then it's, I guess, a human. I don't know how it works over there on TikTok. I imagine that someone's sitting in front of a screen, one after the other. They have to quickly make a decision. Banned, not banned, whatever. So this was banned at the first stage by the robot. As I said, I think it's a robot. And at the second stage, it was banned by a human. Now, not this exact same video, because on TikTok, we're working within 15 seconds or 60-second time frames, for those of you not familiar. So what I did is I try to compose sometimes little songs under 15 seconds. Now, bear with me. I know I don't have the best voice ever, okay? My point is to draw attention to my account, to the issues at hand. I am I stand for human rights, and I stand for animal rights, and I stand for the planet. And I stand for no censorship when it comes to this type of thing. I'm not saying I don't think we should censor everything. Whether if there's a president somewhere around who is maybe sending people in to hurt people or whatever, maybe that should be considered. I don't.
Wait, what? So she's admitting that there are situations where censorship is allowed, right? Government censorship should never be allowed, but we're talking about social censorship. You fucking idiot! And you're acknowledging that there are. If you acknowledge there are situations where social censorship is acceptable, which we all do, because no rational person in my chat or listening to this video will think that like somebody should be able to run out in the street and start yelling the N-word at people, and they shouldn't hit a social ramification. Of course they should. You know, freedom of speech isn't freedom of consequence. But she's admitting that. She just wants to not be punished for being racist.
No, I'm not addressing that right now because I don't have enough information on that, and I don't know that we should be censoring president's Twitter accounts. I don't know. I'm not talking about that right now.
Well,
anyway,
you kind of brought it up. I don't think we should either, but like that's a whole other story.
He's gone. But I am talking about little
I understand
messages
why they did, though,
that are trying to be helpful to help heal many people who are hurt by words, to try to give them a tool, and us as a society a tool. So I thought personally that this was not a bad idea, because what is the alternative? The alternative is we keep banning words, we keep being afraid, and we keep acting like we are victimized instead of feeling empowered and reclaiming these words.
I just don't know how she's doing it. I don't understand how you could do this. Like, I don't understand how you could reference the N-word and then talk about how we shouldn't ban it. We should still use it, and then also talk about reclaiming it, and then also be white. Like, how do you do that? I just don't like. It's already being reclaimed. At this point, you're not asking to reclaim the A. You're asking to reclaim the ER. It has no emotional impact to, as a white dude, just calling me the N-word with an R on it. It's nothing. It doesn't mean anything to me. I would laugh if a black person called me the N-word with an ER. I would laugh. There's no emotional impact. I just don't understand. It's fucking crazy. Her perspective is it's insane, bro. And no, I can't show you the video because it has the literal N-word in it.
So, over on TikTok, if you saw this, you won't... Oh no, I lost it.
Wait, what? Hold on a second. You guys didn't see that.
Holy...
She got monetized on her videos. Are her videos all monetized? Okay. This video right here is monetized right down here. Ethan Traces a Disgrace is monetized. I don't know where that is. I don't know. Jesus Christ. Free the Banana Girl gets an A+. I don't know where these videos are. This is monetized. This is monetized. This is monetized. This is monetized. I don't know. Wait, so are these monetized then? Are these monetized? Do we know? I have to come off the page because, you know, she says the literal N-word in the video, or she just shows it for quite a while, so we have to... Nope. Go back here. We have to just show it here. Interesting.
Sometimes
right now
questions.
She's just showing this.
Showing happy animals. I don't post anything graphic there in terms of what the animals are going through because that's taken down immediately, which is something also that type of censorship is so dangerous because people don't understand what the animals are going through. They have no idea because they don't see it. The only thing they see...
Listen. This right here is the only reasonable point she's made. But the problem here, right, is that, like, okay, so what she's saying is, hey, we shouldn't be censoring the abuse of animals, or rather, not even the abuse of animals, because we know abuse of animals is wrong. She's saying we shouldn't be censoring the way in which we kill animals to support our food cycle. Because the reason we ban it is because when we look at it, it is abusive, and we don't like it, so we keep it out of sight, out of mind, and it makes us not care. That's the only good point that she's made. But the problem is that it's in a video about how you should be able to use the N-word. and reclaiming the M word. And that's like the biggest problem with it.
Dairy is scary. It's 5 minutes long. What'd I say? Dairy is scary. Right after this video, go watch that.
No.
Okay? I know you're going to be tempted to look around the rest of my channel, but don't. Go and watch Dairy is Scary. So, and then after that, go to the TikTok if you want.
I think
But
she's
anyway,
just
you get
going
the idea.
over
So,
nonsense. Like, who
you
cares?
can see here, you don't actually from
Beautiful child.
oh, sorry, press this by accident.
Beautiful eyes.
Titties are looking good.
Beautiful skin.
Let me pause this. Okay, so I wanna actually show you this video after that I have here.
No, yeah.
Oh Christ, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. If I press too many buttons, I'm gonna go. There's so many videos all crammed together in the little thing at the bottom. Anyway, so you don't see the videos that are banned, but from my perspective on my own account over here, I can see. You see, look. Okay, see here. I have the cow video, which you see there. I have the whoops. I have the This is a song here where I'm singing about my dinner, and you see the strawberries, and then in between the soy milk and the strawberries, you see something here. That's the one that they banned. So that you can see, that's the little song. It's a 15-second song.
Yeah, if you look at it, like if you zoom in, which like you can't really see it here, but if I know what it is, it's just the N word. It's the black doll with the N word on it.
Where a little dark-skinned girl is singing about how she wants to reclaim the word. And here it is. Here's the little doll I used.
Oh, no.
Okay, and here's the language I used.
It just really... Oh, my God. She flashed it. Oh, my Lord. We can't watch this. Holy shit. She threw out the... Jesus Christ. She said, here's the language I use, and then she throws up the fucking book that says the N-word on it. I still cannot get over the fact that, like, her perspective is that the doll is the one trying to reclaim the N-word. It's phenomenal to me.
So she was basically on there, like on the
you're
video
just gonna
you
have to listen to the
saw on
sound
YouTube,
because it's bad.
Except instead of it being a 2-minute video, she was singing a 15-second song. Here's a little pig. So let me play that for you.
Oh God, she's gonna play the song for us. This is I might have to delete this VOD. Oh my God, this is so bad already. Let's see what the song is. Let's listen to the song, guys.
Okay, I can't play it from the just a sec. I can't play it from there directly. I have to play it from here, from my source, because they blocked it. So
Beautiful curly hair.
okay, wait.
Beautiful skin. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I'm naturally intelligent, gorgeous, generous, exemplary. I'm radiant. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
Okay.
Just so you guys know, because I obviously can't show the screen, but she's really satisfied with herself after saying that. Like, she's really feeling herself after she said that.
I know I don't have the best voice, but this song is talking about sticks and stones can break my bones, but names will never hurt me. One more time, okay? Just so you really hear it. Watch closely.
Sticks and stones can break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I'm naturally intelligent, gorgeous, generous, exemplary. I'm radiant. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
Okay? So the words are sticks and stones can break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Is there anything wrong with that sentence? No, we all know there isn't. Is there any?
Well, no, there's nothing wrong with that sentence. This is tough. This is bad. There's nothing wrong with the sentence "sticks and stones can break my bones, words will never hurt me." That's something that you tell somebody for them to like personally strengthen themselves against like adversity, right? But like you don't use it to justify, like when you say "sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me," that is you expressing a strength that's not, first of all, not common in people in general. But also the idea of it is like, okay, you can say terrible things about me, but I personally am going to persevere. Okay, it doesn't invalidate the negative impact of the words. It's meant to strengthen the individual who's being targeted. So like this message is irrelevant to the rebranding of the N-word. This is psychotic. This is absolutely fucking psychotic.
Anything wrong with these words? Naturally, intelligent, gorgeous, generous, exemplary, radiant. We will all agree that there's nothing wrong with those words. Is there anything wrong with this statement, ban cruelty, not words? I think everyone would say, no, that statement's fine. Is there anything wrong with me or with a little dark-skinned doll being shown?
Yes, there's absolutely something wrong with you pretending to be the black doll trying to reclaim the N-word, for sure. Yes, all these individual things aren't a big deal. Ban cruelty, not words, I think is kind of stupid. I mean, you shouldn't. Nobody's trying to ban words. We are, we're just trying to. We're just saying that it's not socially acceptable to say those words. There's nothing wrong with those individual words that you express, but there is something wrong with you displaying them to show the N-word and then doing blackface with a doll.
No. Okay, the marker's fine. We all know the little baby pig is fine. So what is the problem?
The little baby pig, I don't know. Like, are black people pigs to the vegan teacher? Is that what we're supposed to get out of that?
What is the problem? The only problem that we see is the fact that, oh, now I've lost all my things. Okay, how do I get back to? Is it here? Oh, no. Okay, here, sorry. So many tabs. Okay, so the only problem is the fact that this word is written in green, right? So let's look at it again. What if that word had started with the letter B? And what if it was bigger?
Oh my God. So say it. Like, say the word. Like, at this point, just say it, right? So, like, you're trying to make it seem like it's not that bad of a word. Just start chaining it off. Just start blasting out the word.
No problem. So essentially what
but see, here's the funny thing. It is still kind of a problem, right? So like what she's doing is she's associating the bigger with the actual N-word. So like it becomes a problem because you're directly associating it with that. And that's how language works. Like language, it's a social construct, and socially the N-word is very toxic. You can't just reclaim it, especially not you, like, or me, right? That's not how it works.
What we're looking at is one letter of the alphabet. This video was banned on TikTok because of one letter in an alphabet.
Good.
Now again, I ask you, like, I'm a teacher. If my students...
I really hope she's not a real teacher. Like she said, I'm a teacher. That's the worst thing. The racism isn't even as bad as the fact that she's a teacher, because that means that she's not only racist, she's teaching racism to people.
If one of my dark-skinned students had come up with this idea and sang this song.
You know what's incredible? It's hard for me to show this like the right way because, she has like incredibly racist shit in her video. But in her chat, she did this live, just so you guys know. She actually did this live.
And we banned
and
sang this song.
She's donating to herself $20 at a time to say messages about animal cruelty. Like this one here is like, join direct action everywhere and help end animal exploitation. Like I know for a fact that you donated $20 to yourself for this. It makes absolutely no sense. Like I know for a fact that this is you saying this. Like, and it's not even the only one. There's others. It's insane. It makes literally no fucking sense. It just doesn't.
And we banned it. TikTok banned it. Okay, it wasn't a white person's song. It was a dark person's song. Let's say a kid thought about this idea, thought a 12-year-old.
She just said it wasn't, dude, this is insane. Like you guys have to really understand. Like she's like, this isn't a white person's song. This is I think she said dark person's song. Do you understand what she's saying? She literally thinks because she's speaking through a child's doll that is black, that she is saying something from the black perspective. That's what she's saying.
Said, hey, I got a cool idea. This is how we, people in our community, can find a way to not be upset by this word and not try to ban language. It's a way to try to find a way forward where we don't ban language. If a dark-skinned person had come up with it and this had been banned, all hell would break loose.
Not for nothing, but if a black I don't know why we're saying dark-skinned. It feels like really old school. If a black person was saying what you were saying, I guarantee you, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, they would get more shit than that vegan teacher. They would be invalidated for their blackness. Absolutely 100%. I'm guaranteeing you that's what would happen. So making this assumption of like a double standard, no, you're getting, like, people are being easier on her. She would, like, if she was black saying this, they would destroy her for it. Because they would use the C word and then validate the shit out of her. Like, you think that it would have been socially acceptable coming from a black person? No, they would have thought it was worse. They would have thought you were a race traitor. I'm guaranteeing you.
Because everybody would say, that's prejudice. But if a white-skinned person comes up with an idea, oh, well, then it's prejudice because you're white. You shouldn't be trying to tell people how to use language. Why is that? So now I'm asking, am I the one who is the victim here? Am I the one who is being prejudiced against? Because I am simply...
You are being prejudiced against people, yes.
...trying to give a message. Why should it be any different if a dark-skinned person offers this suggestion? Let me remind you, this is not a suggestion about a way to harm anybody. This is an idea. So we are banning ideas.
Just no. It's just so, there's so much here. She's trying to reclaim the N-word with a hard R. From the perspective, like, okay, she's trying to reclaim the N-word with the hard R, pretending that she is a black doll. That's what? Like, you have no personal reference of how impactful that word is. So how could you possibly make this statement? And it's not even that she's making this statement. It's that she's making this statement by literally putting the N-word out there and putting out, like, what acronyms, whatever the fuck they're called, of the N-word, and then pretending she's a black person saying it. That's why it's so bad. That's what makes it so bad. That makes it so absolutely deeply bad.
Why should I, because I have white skin, be banned from this? Now, again, I say to you, over on TikTok, probably a machine banned it the first time, but then a human looked at it. Now, the human that looked at it did not know who was behind the account. I assume they're going through all these things one after another. Oh my God, I gotta, ban, not ban, whatever. They just saw a black girl, or let's say dark skinned, because I'm not that comfortable using the word black because I think there's so many different shades. But
okay, there's different shades of black. Like, what is happening here?
She has dark.
She's more worried about the word black when saying it to a person than she is about calling somebody the N-word. Do we kind of feel like maybe she's got her priorities incorrect? Like, think about this. She's going ballistic. She's like, I don't know if I want to use the word black. I'd rather use dark skin because I think it might be racist. You think it might be racist if you use black instead of dark skin? But you have your video, their 30-minute long video, I can't even show on my stream because 28 minutes of it has the fucking N-word on it. And you feel like that's not racist.
Skin. Dark. She has black hair, I would say. Probably you agree with me.
And now...
Skin's pretty much brown, but anyway. It's dark curly hair. So, this girl, because she's the one singing the 15-second song on TikTok. She's the one who has been discriminated against. But in fact, I am the author of this song and the whole thing.
Bro, so this was her perspective. I want you to understand. This was that vegan teacher's argument. Her argument is that this is the whole hypothetical she set up. She set up that a human looked through her video to ban it, right? And they looked, and when they saw her video, on TikTok, all they could see was the black doll and the words next to the doll. And they chose to ban it. But she's saying, this is what she's trying to say. She's trying to say that human couldn't possibly, that human thinks that a black person's saying it and is still banning it. Like, she thinks that the doll makes people think that it's a black person saying it. Not for nothing, whether you're black or white, saying the N-word with a hard R, like, will always get you pulled off TikTok. Almost always. It doesn't matter. But, like, this weird idea that, like, she's really doubling down on the fact that, like, when she talks through the doll, she's black. It is fucking incredible.
So I am being prejudiced against. So what I'm saying is, who exactly is the victim here? Who are we being prejudiced against, and what is it? So I'm going to assume that it's not the color of her skin, and it's not the color of my skin. It's the message itself.
Yes,
what we are doing,
that's a good point.
We are censoring ideas. And that's dangerous. And that needs to fucking be talked about and screamed at the top of the lungs, because these are not ideas of violence. These are ideas of peace.
Bro, shut the fuck up. Okay, listen, here's the thing. I am somebody who I have a lot of ideas, okay? Very opinionated. I have a lot of ideas. I say a lot of stuff that people don't like. And TikTok lets me say it. So this idea that TikTok's banned, like, yes, TikTok, every platform bans ideas, right? And we understand that, because, like, we would be, if somebody had the idea that America should be like a Nazi fucking stronghold and we should get rid of every fucking black person and we should be an ethno state and it should be whites only. That's an idea that all of us are totally acceptable with being removed from TikTok. Totally fine, right? We understand that, right? We're debating what the line is. I'm like at the line. Like, I say some shit that pisses people off and their ideas, and it frustrates and upsets people, but they don't ban it. You're not doing that. You're not doing that. You're not, like, at this nuanced area that's, like, defensible. Like, we've already set the line beyond what you're doing. As a society, we've gone past, like, white people rebranding the N-word and pretending to be black people. That's what you're doing in your video. We set a standard, like, that's we're already done with that. Society is like, yeah, that's not a good thing. We're good. You're not doing, like, a nuanced middle of the line take. You're literally just being racist. And we've set this standard, and, like, we're good with it. Like, you're not doing anything.
So peaceful ideas are being censored. That's fucking dangerous. Every single one of you should be outraged, and every single one of you should be terrified.
I'm not at you. Not at this. Not really.
Where is our society going? So what I want now is, I'm asking you to look at this point. I have always considered myself to be a left-wing person, a hippie who believes in socialism. And if you do those, on TikTok, they have these things. Put a finger down if you think there should be universal healthcare. Yeah, put a finger down if you think public transportation should be free. Yeah, I've got all these fingers down. I am on the left. But when it comes to this issue, what I'm calling for right now is, if anybody can tag the people who are for free speech, and I'm dread saying this, but they seem to be on the right. They seem to be on the right. It seems to me.
Guys, that vegan teacher she's going down the alt-right pipeline, guys. Oh my god.
Like, it's the people on the left, these snowflakes who are triggered by things, that are causing this damage. My people over on the left are losing their mind, and I'm starting to get scared. So what I'm asking is, do you know of any people on the right that you could share this information with? This video, this whole video I'm making here, to try to explain how messed up it is, because I want somebody else to look at this.
I actually do. I know somebody on the right that would love to take a look at your post that says the N-word. She would love it. Like, there's some people who would love this video. I have a friend here, very good personal friend of mine right here. She might love it. If I'll send this over to her, and she'll be like, I love this. This is fantastic. This is my favorite thing in the world. Shut the fuck up. Just stop it, please. This is awful. This is atrocious. This is atrocious. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't actually think JS is racist, just for context. I think that she was speaking out of ignorance. This girl's actually racist.
Somebody who knows a little bit about censorship, because I don't know about you, but I don't seem to think that there's any other word right now.
Yeah, Paul. Let's go find Paul. I'm sure Gypsy Crusader would love this. Would just love this. He'd be like, "Yep, this is a good idea. This is a good. I like it. Let's rebrand the word." Like, could you imagine? Think about this. Like, imagine like Gypsy Crusader. He would like he goes into Omegle and he starts calling black people the N word with the hard R, and they get offended. He's like, no. It actually just means that you're naturally intelligent, gorgeous, generous, exemplary, and radiant. Don't worry about it. Stop being so triggered. I'm saying it in a good way. Because that's the outcome of what she's trying to do.
In the English language, that is censored to this degree. And if somebody, a kind-hearted teacher, a 56-year-old school teacher and nurse, tries to bring forth an idea of peace, and it's not allowed to get through, then what else is going on in the world? Are there any people, any great thinkers who've come up with a plan about how to make peace in the Middle East, let's say, and they're just like silenced by who?
What? Wait, she's saying that because TikTok won't let her say the N-word, that means that there's a government conspiracy to suppress somebody who knows how to solve the issues of peace in the Middle East. That's what she's saying. She's comparing herself to like a legitimate like Middle Eastern activist who's figured out the solution, but like the government silencing that person and trying and like actively suppressing them. That's what she's saying. Just so you guys know, that's like what she's saying.
Why? What the fuck is going on? Can somebody shed some light on this? Now, this whole video, for those of you who are haters against the vegan movement, you will notice that there's nothing to do with veganism in this video. So
yes, I think that maybe considering you're a vegan activist, you should probably stick to that because you're not doing a good job outside of that or inside of that. But at least we just don't give a fuck about your vegan shit.
Just relax your fingers, stop typing all of your meat emojis, and just think for a while if you can come up with an honest thought, some sort of coherent thought about what is the theory here. And you cannot say that it's prejudice because
it is. Yeah, it's
it
racist.
isn't.
It's racist.
Because if it's the black girl or me,
oh my god,
or one of us, we all know that this is not prejudice. It is whether you think that it's an attempt.
I forgot. I thought that you said that you didn't like saying the word black. What happened?
Attempt to make peace.
There's probably like 400,000 different things that you could do before the reclamation of the N-word with a hard R that would make peace with black people. Like if you're like, hey, we need to like end racism. My first thought wouldn't be, well, let's just start calling everybody the N-word with a hard R, right? That sort of things. Like, hey, I'm trying to end racism, so let's call everybody the N-word. I feel like maybe we could start with like the prison system, the drug system, the educational system, wealth redistribution, blah 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 blah. I'm feeling like the N-word's like probably like the lowest on my ladder of what we need to do.
You all know it. And it's not okay. Because it's my idea today, but tomorrow it might be your idea for something, some way to make peace, some way to make the world a better place. And if your idea is shot down because censorship is there,
top of the list UBI, yes.
We don't have a hope. We really don't. Now I am going to take a moment to talk about the animals just for a second, because I am called that vegan teacher. We are having more and more laws that are stopping people from knowing what goes on behind the walls of these incredibly horrific prison camps that we keep animals in. The Holocaust never ended for the animals. Animals are in gas chambers. Animals are enslaved. Animals are raped. Animals are used as machines. None of it is
like what she's saying. It's not like, I know that you guys get triggered by the Holocaust comparison. She's not really necessarily wrong. And like I was saying before, the fact that, okay, it makes perfect sense to send, let's say like a dog gets the shit beaten out of them on TikTok. Of course that should be pulled down. Why? Because we know that that's wrong and we don't want to see it because it's wrong, right? Of course. But animals being tortured in a similar sense for food, right? That gets removed. Why? Well, if it's so wrong, then why don't we want to look at it? Understand what I'm saying? It's obviously graphic and gruesome. People don't want to hear to see the truth. Like, it's true. Listen, if I saw it on there, I'd be like, well, it is what it is. That's how you make food. But like, do you understand the point I'm trying to make here? It is graphic, but that's like, but we are supporting that graphic system. You need to see those types of things to understand that we need to make real change, right? It's the same thing as how like I wouldn't. I was actually talking to one of my partners the other day. We were talking about how she did a project in school where she talked about like particular groups negatively impacted by the Holocaust, and she chose like women and children, and she showed like dead bodies of women and children, and they were naked. And she's like, "Should I do this?" And the teacher's like, "No, you should show it because you need to show that so that we can understand the true impact." And like that's an image you need burned into your head. We need uncomfortable truths. If you're saying it's too graphic, you need to toughen up, because like we need to be seeing the horrors of the world, because if we ignore the horrors of the world and we pretend they don't exist, we're never going to be able to solve them. I guarantee you'd be much more open to not buying an iPhone if you watched Chinese people jump off the top of buildings to try to kill themselves. I'm sure it would deter you from buying an iPhone if you saw safety nets that had to be implemented at these factories so that they would catch them so they wouldn't die. I'm sure you guys would be much less incentivized to buy a computer if you saw that parts of that computer were made using child slavery. But we don't show those images, and those images get suppressed, and that's why we don't have real change. Okay, this is the one thing I can actually agree with her on. The problem is that that's wrapped in a video about the justification for the use of the N-word with the hard R.
And more they're saying, and by the way, you can't even film it because we don't want you to tell everybody out there, because we want them to keep buying their eggs, their milk, their cheese.
I mean, I feel like eggs, milk, and cheese aren't that bad. Like, you could probably do that by being a little less abusive, right? You just keep a cow pregnant, give them some hormones that make them shoot titty milk out. Eggs, just eating periods. Cheese, you're just fucking grinding up the milk, right? I don't give a fuck about that.
Their butter, their ice cream, and it's not theirs. Those are body parts that belong to animals. So
let's just start harvesting human milk, right? Like, let's start making it so that girls who breastfeed, like, they can donate their milk, we can pasteurize it, and we can just drink human titty milk.
What we have is physical limitations where people go to jail for filming the truth. And now we have people pressing buttons to censor peaceful ideas. Okay, this is not me trying to climb a wall in a factory farm and run out of there with a baby pig. This is an idea.
Well, this is you trying to call black people the N-word. I mean, like, let's just strip this away. Like, you're literally advocating to call black people the N-word. You're trying to frame the N-word in a positive light so that you can say it to black people. That's what you're trying to say.
This is not breaking the law.
No, it's not.
This isn't hurting anybody.
No, it's not. Well, no, it is. I mean, it is a harmful idea. It's not hurting anybody because, like, you're dumb as shit and nobody really believes you. Yeah.
That our society wants. Do we want to keep victimizing people, make people think that they're victims?
Oh God!
The original song here, remember, this is something we used to sing when we were kids.
This is a very oh my God, this is a very loaded thing she's trying to simplify, and like it's a conversation to have about the balance between victimization of people versus acknowledgement of their struggle, right? So like we do need to acknowledge the struggle of like marginalized groups, like let's just use black people because she is. Obviously, you need to acknowledge it. There does come an issue of victimization in some instances, specifically when you have people who are black who aren't oppressed, because there are some people who aren't victims of systemic racism. But they overly identify with them being black, and they decide that they are oppressed. Like, that becomes a victim mentality issue, of course, right? It happens across all like fields, right? But like, you can't just be like, oh, you just think that you're oppressed. Like, let me just call you the N-word. Like, you're not oppressed. Like, don't even worry about it. Like that. Very different. Like, there's no nuance there. There's no conversation to have there. You're just literally you're just trying to call people the N-word.
Not sing but say. I turned it into a song with a melody, but it was sticks and stones can break my bones, but names can never hurt me. And isn't that a good sentence actually to teach children?
Yes, it's a good message to teach kids to be tough, but like at the core of sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. At the core of that message is about personal strength and not letting horrible people get to you. you're speaking like you're trying to be the horrible person, right? Like let's do like a little, for instance. This is maybe the vegan teacher will see this and she'll understand how fucking stupid she's being, right? So here we got let's see if we can find my mouse. Here we got like a little kid right here, right? Oh, hey, what's up? We got a little kid right here. And then we're going to call this person like the oppressor. He's got big muscles, right? Big old muscles, right? Because he's a cool guy. He's a bully. This looks like tits, but you know what I'm so, you know. And he's like an angry guy, right? He's a bad guy, right? And he's shouting at this person like, hey, fuck you. He's saying something terrible, like a bad word. He's saying a bad word, right? This guy's screaming a bad word at him, right? Right? When you say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, what you're doing that is to strengthen this person. Right? This is what you're trying to do. You're trying to strengthen this person. Some outside force, like a parent, is like, hey, sticks and stones may break your bones, but like words don't hurt. So try not to let them get to you, because if you do, it's going to fuck you up. Okay? So it's meant to be told from this person to this person, like, hey, listen, you got to like try to toughen up a little bit. The world is a harsh place. Okay? It's not meant to justify the use of this. That's what you're doing. You don't understand. You're not using it the right way. You're just trying to advocate for the usage of the bad words against people. Like, you're just being willfully fucking ignorant. Like, you just don't get it. It's crazy to me.
Isn't it? I mean, do you really want every child to go running home crying every time that somebody calls them stupid?
Apparently you did. No, I just call my kid. They say, yeah, you're being stupid. No, there's a very big difference between this stupid and the N-word. And I would still want people, like if somebody was calling my child stupid at school, I would talk to the teacher and be like, tell them to stop calling my kid stupid, or I'm going to beat the fuck out of their parents. That's what I would say. I would go to the school and say, hey, listen, my kid's being bullied. I was like, oh, we'll do something about it. So just so you know, if you don't, I'm going to find their address and beat the fuck out of the parent. I'm like, oh, we should probably do something, right? That you don't want people to call your kid stupid still. You're not even advocating for like changing the usage of the word stupid. Like you're harping on the N-word. Why don't you start with the word stupid, since you felt so oppressed by being called it? You're starting with the N-word, not stupid. Start with stupid. Rebrand that word. Why aren't you rebranding the word stupid? Why are you trying to rebrand the fucking N-word, idiot?
Or whatever. What we need to teach children. Think about this for a sec, okay? So I'm a little girl and I live in a home where my dad calls me stupid.
Uh-huh.
Now, if my teachers at school had told me, had made a lesson in class, okay, let's say you're called the name stupid. What you can do is you can just do this. Here comes the word coming at you. Whoever's saying it, and you can just duck and let that word stupid go right past you. Little Miss Karen in school would have looked at her dad in a different way. And
that's not what you're advocating for. She's not even being fucking consistent. What she just said is like, oh, imagine somebody taught me to avoid the word. Like that, you literally just said that. You're like, hey, if somebody calls you stupid, avoid it. Try to avoid the negativity and move on. That's not the same as what you're saying is that when somebody calls you the word, make sure the person saying it is saying it well-intended, and then accept it as a well-intended word. This makes no fucking sense.
He said stupid, in her head she would have gone, whoop. You can't hurt me, Dad. No, because at school I learned that your words can't hurt me because sticks and stones can break my bones, but your words can't hurt me. That's the message.
She's struggling. She looks sad when she says that. It's hard to like really say.
We need to teach in school. Not the message, don't say the words. We need to teach kids compassion.
No, I think that you should teach kids to not say stupid. Don't teach your kids not to call other kids. Teach your kids not to bully, while at the same time teaching your kids to be strong, because they may get bullied because it's part of life. You live in a really weird world, vegan teacher. I don't know what the fuck's the matter with you.
Of course, I am saying we should never call people these things to make them feel bad on purpose. But banning the words, that's not okay. We need to keep talking about these things. So I would like you to subscribe. I would like intelligent people to share this video with people who are talking about the subject of censorship. I'm going to, in the tags below, I'm going to write the word censorship, censoring, whatever. But I would like you all to please share this video with anybody. please tag them, or however you do it here on YouTube. I want people to talk about this video, and I want them to give their perspective. Because maybe I'm really missing something.
You are.
Maybe there's something going on, and there's
Yes.
a reason that this word should be banned.
Nobody's banning the
I know
word. The government's not banning the word. She donated 1,000 bits to herself. Wait. Russian dollars? You are incredibly brave. Thank you. I remember first crossing across your page and I thought, she's fucking right. She's right. And then I looked for like-minded people in the comments and then I cried. Went vegan the next morning. That's an actual comment. That's an actual comment in her thing. That is they donated money to say that. Did you guys, you want me to show you that fucking absolutely astronomically stupid thing that I just fucking read? That's like clearly untrue.
The reasons already.
Like, what the fuck? I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, that vegan teacher is very clearly, she's very clearly sending herself money. Where'd it go? Fuck.
I can just hear you all be banned. And I know.
Right here. You are incredibly brave. Thank you. I remember first crossing across your page and I thought, she's fucking right. Like, who talks like this? She's right. And then I looked for like-minded people in the comments and then I cried. Went vegan the next day. What the fuck? Join Action Direct everywhere and help animal exploit and help end animal exploitation. Help animals get exploited. Holy shit.
I know all of the reasons already. I can just hear you all like, oh, it's a terrible word, and it is hurtful, and it was wrong, and I know that. I know it is a terrible word, and I know it is hurtful to many people. It is triggering, and I know it is wrong to call somebody that. Let me repeat. It is wrong to call somebody a word like that. But now what do we do with that?
We stop calling people the word. That's it. We did it. We fixed the problem. I don't understand. Like, you're not advocating for a rebranding of like any other slur or any other rude word. You're literally focusing on the N-word specifically.
Because the reality is people are still calling each other that. Black people are calling it among each other. White people are calling it among each other. But as soon as a black person comes in, then they don't say it because then they feel like now they're going to hurt the person. It's fucked up. It's so messed up.
I feel like, do you not know that there's a difference between the two words, and like that there is quite a complex conversation to have about the N-word, but like why are you so focused on rebranding the N-word with the R on it, right? The A has already been rebranded by black people. So if you're like, I think everyone should say it with an A, disagree, but I get your argument. It's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to justify calling a black person the N-word with a hard R.
And it can be said in some rap songs, but then other times it can't, or it's just nuts. So what I think is we should, number one, not ban anything because it's extremely dangerous when it comes to language. And two, we should take these words and teach kids when these insults come at them to duck and just let the insult go by and realize that they have worth. And they can maintain their dignity, and they don't have to crawl into a corner and say, my dad called me stupid. Or
Jesus.
Whatever. What's his
her entire life of being berated by her dad has brought her to this point.
They said, I'm a bigger. Okay, I'm not going to say the word.
Oh my god. Stop saying it. Don't say it at all. Stop the word. Like, she's using the word bigger as a replacement for the N word. Like, you have to realize that, like, you're carrying a very similar weight with that word when you do that.
Should be able to say it. I should damn well be able to say whatever I want.
Say it. Just say it all the time. But just realize that, like, you're not free from consequences.
Because my heart's in the right place. I'm trying to help here. But that's crazy. So please subscribe to the channel. Let me know your opinions. And please send this video to anybody that you know. Tag them or ask them to do a response to it. It can be dark people. It can be light people. But actually talk about what I'm talking about, okay? I'm asking you. Don't just say, oh, she said the N-word, oh, you know, Christ. Try to take your brain cells and just rub them together a bit.
It would be better if you just said the N-word. Like, this video is worse than saying the N-word. If you went outside and just screamed the N-word at the top of your lungs, that would have been better as this video, because this video is you trying to justify the usage of the N-word by pretending to be a black person, rebranding it as some kind of a positive light. Like, you're doing blackface and justification of racism like at the same time. It's incredible. Like, it would be the same as if you literally dressed up like in blackface and then went to the mall and then just started like shouting the N-word at black people. That's what you're doing in this video.
And try and actually think of the content of my message for once. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, cow's milk is for baby cows. Don't hurt animals. Don't hurt humans. Be kind to one another. And to yourself. If you're having a hard time, if you happen to be in a household where your parents are shitty, give yourself a hug. I'm dead serious, like an actual hug. Okay? Take your arms, give yourself a hug.
Oh
a
my
really big
God.
squeeze.
She's really hurting
you deserve
right now.
to be loved. You do not deserve to be called stupid or any mean words. Okay?
I disagree. I think that people sometimes do deserve to be called mean words. You're a fucking idiot, vegan teacher. You're a fucking I feel so. I kind of feel bad for her at the end of this video, to be honest with you. Like, she wholesome teacher heart, you know, right? She really is struggling here.
When we learn to love ourselves, then we have something to give back. And the planet needs you. The animals need you, and humans need you. The black community needs us to help them, and the animals desperately need us to help them.
Could we talk about how she's like, the black people desperately need us to help them? Okay, let's just use this as an example, right? So that vegan teacher is somebody who identifies as a socialist, right? She's a progressive, and she's saying we need to help black people, right? This is a very extreme example of how white liberals' idea of helping black people isn't necessarily the way to help black people. Like, she thinks that this is helpful, right? So there are other things that white liberals propose that they think it's helpful when it actually is rather damaging. And that's really why and like, we're just going to talk about it. That's why I advocate for universal basic income. Because what my goal is to give money, which is literal power, to black people, to reduce all the biggest issues. Like, the biggest issue, in my opinion, in black communities is this whole fucking, like, this ridiculous bullshit narrative that, like, this almost ingenious fucking thing that we've done as a society, where we oppress black people and we put them into poor areas. And then we said, well, now that you're poor, you're causing more violence, of course, out of necessity to get money. Oh, but now that you're poor and violent, you can't have guns. So now you can't defend yourself against any oppressors. I think that's the biggest fucking problem. Like, the biggest, like, criminal issue in America is taking away money and guns from black people. Like, legally owned firearms. Honestly. I genuinely believe that. And, like, that's what we need to stop advocating for, like, ways in which white people police themselves, like implicit bias training. And we need to advocate more for wealth redistribution to give black people the means to tell people to stop fucking with them. And then I'm always repping UBI because it's, like, the best thing ever, in my opinion. That's what I advocate for on a daily basis. Overcomplicate these issues, and we like the same, like, white liberals who pretend that, like, they understand black issues, but, like, they say, like, oh, I get black issues, but then, like, they talk about how white people are implicitly biased and could never understand black issues. Like, yeah, no shit, you're one of those people. Stop advocating for your solutions. Fuck it, give black people money and guns. That's what you should do. Give black people money and guns. If you're afraid they're going to shoot you, then I guess you're racist. I don't give a fuck. Give black people money and guns. I don't give a fuck. Not going to shoot me. I'm not fucking around. Second Amendment. You're going to see racism got dialed down quite quickly if black people have money and guns. Telling you right now. Okay? You're going to see it happen quick. Money and guns. That's my fucking goal. right? And you got like a lot of Second Amendment people like, yes, yeah, like it's crazy. Conservatives like, yeah, let's do that. Let's totally do that. That's the fucking crazy part. That's my new fucking thing. Black people need money and guns. That's like really my thing. That's the new thing. That's what we're advocating for from now on. All right? I'm not trying to be a fucking asshole, okay? Right? But like here's the thing. My biggest criticism of like the riots, the BLM riots, it really wasn't the property destruction. I mean, it wasn't a good thing. But like why the fuck are you destroying small businesses, dog? Go to the post office. Go to the police station. Burn those down. I mean, I don't think you should. You shouldn't do that. But like if you're gonna attack the system, go attack the system. You know? If a cop's beating the shit out of a black guy, probably won't do it if there's other black people with money and guns around them. Just saying, man. Not trying to be an asshole, but like the whole point of having guns is so the government's afraid of us. That's the point. It's to make sure that like people know that they have to move very carefully when they move forward. You want cops to be more careful about and not abuse their power so much? Well, there you go. I'm just saying. Bro. I'm just saying.
And we can do that when we take care of ourselves. Okay, so eat healthy vegan foods and get out there and do what you can. I love you guys. Unless you're out there murdering animals on purpose and being mean, I don't love you. But if you're trying to be a good person, you're trying to be vegan, I really, really love you. Thank you.
That's kind of hot the way she ended.
Bye for now.
Wow, that was... Well, guys, that was fucking psychotic.